Well, hello, this is Rochelle and welcome to my channel. Today I am using my Kraft Archer and Olive book, and I'm going to be using this as a faith planner for this year. So I decided to use this gorgeous printable by Ella Roetz from her January 1st, 2022 release. It is called I Know the Plans, and obviously all of our favorite verses. But mine, in pretty much every Bible I own, is already journaled. So it was either a tag or starting my faith planner for this year. So I'm kind of just ruffling the edges of this banner. Really love this page idea. I love that she includes the page ideas. It really does make it easier for you to kind of have an idea, especially if creativity is lower on your strengths list than maybe admin. I can do admin. So I'm just cutting this to size, this kind of pole which this banner is going to hang on, and then using a corner chomper to just round that corner again so that it still looks like a pole. And this kind of material, faux material that it's hanging on, cutting that to size. And then I'm going to start building the words on this banner. I have not stuck this banner down yet because I do want to use some actual string to put those pom-poms on in the end. So I'm going to do that. But first, let's build this cluster right here. As for the verse, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans for a hope and for a future. Again, this verse has got such a personal meaning to me. In my third year at university, I decided to go overseas and I was very nervous, and this was the verse that God gave me. And so when I spent my year or my 13 months in the United States as a young 20-year-old lady, obviously, I then had the tools to be able to go through it, because God says that his plans are to prosper me and not to harm me, plans to give me a hope and a future. And it's actually the verse that I wrote in the very front of my scrapbook of that year. And so it is very important to me, knowing that assurance, that certainty and peace, that even when the physical situation shows something completely opposite, that you can still rest assured that his plans for you are good. They are to prosper you and not to harm you. They are to give you hope and a future. So if you're experiencing in the physical anything else, you need to come back to the word and realign your thoughts. So let me tell you, I don't think for a second the Israelites going through the desert for 40 years thought that God's plans was to prosper them and not to harm them, because they spent a lot of time in the desert. But a lot of it had to do with their own choices. So if they had chosen to realign their thinking with the word of God, his promise for them, that then, who knows, maybe they may have skipped the desert. But God uses even those desert moments to glorify him and to give hope and a purpose to others who need to see what it feels like to go through the desert and come out on the other side, having been empowered to then help others. So it's never just for you. Just throwing that out there. So like I said, I'm going to be using this as a faith journal or a faith planner. I do want to use my prepared from above word of the week in this as well, and then the occasional kind of journaling outside of the daily journaling. I have it on my trackers to be more diligent with spending time in the word on a daily basis, and so I'm very excited about this. So here's where I just stick double-sided tape to the bottom of this banner. Pull off the backing of the double-sided tape, and then take the string and kind of just take the two ends, loop it together, and stick those two ends onto the double-sided tape. So that's how I made my little loopies for these pom-poms, and I actually love how it came out. It really does look real almost. So I'm just kind of watching my spacing so that there's 8 loops, because there are 8 pom-poms. And like I said, if you're anything like me and kind of designing these things doesn't come natural to you, but you can follow a recipe and kind of improvise to suit your need, then these page ideas are really a winner in my books. So using my trusted Tombow glue, this glue is absolutely worth every cent. It lasts really long. You don't have to squeeze it. It just kind of comes out, and that's the exact amount that you need is the amount that comes out. You don't have to push out more than that. It is very, very sticky. So if you do waste it underneath or it peels out on the sides, then that part remains very sticky. Did want to put the verse that is so beautifully, I love this kind of, someone told me it's a dymo, those old word printing on stickers thingy. And I'm just sticking that down then in the front page to remind myself of the exact verse. So that is the full verse then that you can read. And yes, it's skew, and that is okay. I'm learning to work with the imperfections. It is what it is. Yes, dogs, it is what it is. So I'm also cutting out the kind of words from this tab, because I'm not necessarily going to use a tab, and putting down a flower, sticking the words with the verse address and the kind of his plans on here. And then that is that for the layout. I'm going to write my name with a Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen in a hard tip. It's what I like to use, and it makes it easy to kind of control the letters more. Push down, light up. Anyways, there's that. So that then is my opener for this faith planner for 2022. Very excited about it. Thank you so much for joining me. Go grab your printables and enjoy it too. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.